Now, as much as the Battlefield community is not exactly thrilled on the idea of a Battle Royale coming in the next title, I think for many FPS players in general, the idea of a Battlefield Battle Royale is a rather exciting prospect. Taking the franchise that popularized large-scale military combat and applying its renowned gameplay fundamentals to the Battle Royale framework could finally iron out so many of the issues of this controversial genre. Over its 20-year reign, the Battlefield franchise has proven itself as a master of large-scale balance, environmental design, and robust gameplay systems. Well, at least until recently. Combining this with a development team that's larger than ever before, with talent from all across the industry, and leadership from games like Titanfall, and I really think if anyone can perfect the Battle Royale genre, it has to be Battlefield, who then can hopefully save us from another abysmal year of Warzone. But if Battlefield is going to really deliver this world-class experience they keep touting, what exactly will this Battle Royale experience look like? Well, after months of leaks, pages of data mining, and dozens of articles, this video's got everything we know so far. So strap in, drop a like, and let's talk all things Battlefield Battle Royale. Kicking this off, everyone's favorite Battlefield data miner, Temporal, has been able to dig up a handful of lore about the game mode, including a description that reads, "Drop into the combat zone and prepare for hostile contact. Loot weapons, gadgets, and call-ins for tactical advantage. Complete missions, secure intel and custom weapon drops, and stay ahead of the collapsing NXC Flamefront. Be the last squad standing to win." A rather straightforward description of a battle royale with all the weapon drops, collapsing rings, and clouds of gas you'd expect, but now with a few twists like call-ins and missions that we'll talk about later. Temporal then continues with a description of the in-game lore that sorta explains the rationale behind the game mechanics, which reads, "After an explosive disaster exposes a classified military R&D facility to attack by multiple unidentified PMC groups, the handler deploys an elite squad to secure the site before its secrets can fall into the wrong hands." Now, while this lore seems a little vague, Temporal also included a description of each faction and their respective squads, as it appears the lore will be divided between NATO and Pax Armada, with their respective squads featuring the UK's Infantry Armored Division, a German Tier 1 assault team, and Egypt's Rapid Deployment Forces, facing off against a North African militia, expat Balkan military, and special amphibious assault forces operating in Tajikistan. So, in essence, the Battle Royale will see a selection of more traditional military powers, as well as private military groups made up of miscellaneous ex-operators dropping into a classified location to secure and extract high-value targets, which ultimately lines up nicely with an article from the notorious insider Tom Henderson, who months ago referred to the Battle Royale as a mode titled Gauntlet, an objective-focused, round-based, knockout-style game mode. Both Henderson and Temporal have described the mode or modes as a AAA development, being staffed by top industry talent and aimed at competitors like Warzone, however, with a more objective-focused twist, which Temporal has detailed with his data mining. Throughout the data mining, he's described in-game priority missions, which are detailed as high-reward opportunities that present themselves as the situation on the ground unfolds, and allow teams to earn custom weapon drops, armor supply bags, field upgrades, and even orders to counter other teams' high-priority missions. In a lot of ways, the mode seems to follow in the footsteps of Warzone, with a closing ring of gas or maybe fire, like in Firestorm, a second chance mechanic, loot rarities, and multiple squad sizes like quads, duos, and solos, but with some unique Battlefield tweaks, some of which are similar to mechanics in Firestorm like vehicle containers, which are earned via vehicle keycards, similar to the original garage system from back in the day. But don't worry, because in addition to vehicles, Temporal has dug up items like anti-tank crates, offering anti-vehicle equipment, and redeploy points, which sound like lootable items that your squad has to find, carry, and deploy in order to revive a fallen squad mate, but can be interrupted by enemy players. perhaps an Apex-style system where players have to combine their dead teammates' dog tags with a redeploy call-in, thus having to hold out a few seconds while the dead player returns. Either way, this system, as well as a lot of the Battle Royale's mechanics, seem pretty straightforward, slight iterations in a game mode we've seen a million times before, but hopefully with that incredible Battlefield sandbox, a touch more objective gameplay with priority missions, and one more massive change to the formula called the Oversight system, which consists of tools that allow teammates to oversee the match with drones, turrets, and gadgets, accessed through Oversight terminals, allowing dead squad mates to kind of take on a commander-style role for their squad. But even without an Oversight terminal, dead squad mates will be able to access public cameras and survey the map similar to something like Rainbow Six, creating a whole closed-loop gameplay system where players can drop in, fight over missions, die, assist in Oversight, and then be redeployed by their squad mates. A really interesting fresh mechanic that keeps players engaged, dead or alive, although I'm skeptical that it's either just a gimmick or massively overpowered. But guys, there you have it, Battlefield's upcoming twist on a rather stagnant genre, where I really believe the franchise could deliver a better experience than any of their competitors. Perhaps while Call of Duty becomes stale again, Delta Force monetizes itself into irrelevance, and Tarkov caters to the hardcores, Battlefield could sweep in with this massive development effort and deliver a true evolution of the genre. But guys, drop those comments below and tell me what you're looking for with the upcoming Battlefield reveal. And for everything else Battlefield, stay tuned and subscribe, and as always, thank you guys for watching.